Hello and welcome along to another edition of Robin and Jane in the Stalls. This week we're going to take you way back, many centuries ago, not long after the Bible began. See what I did there?
I do. It's brilliant. It's biblical. It's Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And we all love it since it was first performed in 1972. Wow. At the Edinburgh Festival.
Wow, and the reason I remember all the lyrics to the songs in Joseph, even though I've seen it about 8 times over the years, I was also in a production of it, a school production, back in about 1989.
Wow. And what role did you play, young Robin?
I was one of Potiphar's slaves.
Of course. And
Yeah.
what did you wear?
It was a little blue toga type thing with a little gold thing across the middle, a bit like something you would tie up curtains with.
Cummerbund. Almost. Yes. But I have to say, this was an amazing production. It was a West End production, touring, and it was the narrator's night, really. Christina Bianco was a revelation, wasn't she? She is a petite powerhouse. She can sing, she can dance, she can act. She acted the cougar who preys on poor Joseph absolutely brilliantly and hilariously. She stole the show and she held it together like glamorous glue, really.
Yeah, she steals every scene she's in. She's the ultimate triple threat. She can act, she can sing, she can dance. And after the show last night, I was thinking, where have I seen Christina Bianco before? And then I remembered she was a YouTube sensation a number of years back. She popped up on the Paul O'Grady show and the Ellen DeGeneres show and various chat shows around the world. Because of her impressions of well-known singers like Adele and Cher and Shirley Bassey and Judy Garland, she did these big diva impressions. And she went viral. She was kind of like a modern-day Faith Brown. Do you remember Faith Brown?
Yes, oh, I remember. I remember Faith Brown. Now, it's very interesting. I mean, even people who haven't seen Joseph, and there can't be many in the country, let's face it, will know some of the songs, Any Dream Will Do being the main one. Andrew Lloyd Webber, who wrote the music and who is a musical genius, no question about it, what he does is he has a couple of big numbers. He has a whole load of numbers, but the two are Any Dream Will Do and Close Every Door. Now, Any Dream Will Do is a gorgeous song, and you may think to yourself, okay, being clever, Any Joseph Will Do, and you'd be entirely wrong because you need the right Joseph. Now, I think we had a slight problem here, only slight, with Adam Felipe, who was playing the role. The trouble is that any of us who've seen the divine Jason Donovan feel that he is the benchmark. I know that Donny Osmond did it. I know actually that the guy playing Pharaoh in this production, Joe Edelderry, he also did it, or McElderry. But I think Jason Donovan was the one. And in fact, when I spoke to my niece about this production, she said she had booked to see Mr. Donovan. And guess what? She got Philip Schofield. She wasn't best pleased.
Well, you wouldn't be. Now, I remember seeing Darren Day play the part.
Yeah. Yes. But what I think about Adam Felipe here is that he can sing beautifully and close every door. He did that passionately. What he has is a slight charisma bypass, even though he's very handsome, very easy on the eye. He doesn't smile very much.
Yeah, you are right about that. Cheer up, Adam. But then again, does Joseph really have a lot to smile about?
There was a smile deficit, definitely. And when he's singing Any Dream Will Do, he's looking nervous, actually. The fact that he looks nervous and slightly on edge works very well with Close Every Door, of course, because that's a sad song.
So that is definitely his moment in the show and the highlight of the show for me. And I've seen Close Every Door performed so many times over the years that this version, I have to say, is the most epic and most dramatic version of that song that I've ever seen.
Yes. No question about that. He gets full marks for that, but not for the rest of the show somehow. I think he was outshone by the narrator. Now, I enjoyed Pharaoh. I mean, it's not a big role, actually, but here we had Elvis and Mr. McElderry heard his way through the role extremely well. And we had a spangly cloak And we also had a lovely descending sign, very vulgar, very Vegas, that said, "Welcome to Egypt." I thought the whole thing worked magnificently with his song. And they did one or two things. The director had, I think it's a guy called Billy Mitchell, had fun with one or two of the numbers. There was a country and western number, wasn't there?
And that's my favourite one More Angel in Heaven. Now, the reason why Any Dream Will Do was not the standout song for me during this production is because it's turned into a duet now. There's Joseph duetting away with the narrator.
I know. Now that didn't worry me, but it worried you, didn't it?
Worried me? It did. It's Joseph's big number.
A betrayal of every principle of Joseph. No, I think overall it was a great production. It rollicked along. You came out with the earworms, singing the two songs at least. And I mean, Lloyd Webber always does that, and he does it brilliantly. And of course, Tim Rice is a brilliant lyricist. I was actually at the first night of Aspects of Love. I was fortunate enough a very long time ago. And that had about a couple of songs. It had Michael Ball, so that was an advantage. And that similarly, you came away humming the two great songs, and we did, and we had a great time. So I would say to people, do see this, and I'd love to know whether you find this lack of smiles in our hero.
And of course, as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts of the show if you've been to see Joseph at the Grand Opera House this week. Now, one thing that is guaranteed is at the end of the show, you will definitely be on your feet singing and dancing along during the mega mix, where you are actually allowed to take some photographs and video footage like we did. And that's just some of the scenes at the end of the show that's appearing now on your screen.
Indeed, the mega mix.
Right, it's that time to give our final verdict now. If you've seen the show before, you know we don't give stars, but we do give something relating to the show. And this week I thought, because the camels who appear on stage were actually so good, and they steal the scenes that they're in, we're actually going to score using camels. So starting with you, how many camels do you think Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat deserve?
Oh, I'd give a stonking 4 camels. I would have given 5, but the lack of smiles in our hero and the slight lack of charisma brings it down to 4 great creatures.
Well, I've seen the show many times over the years. The last time I saw it was when it was in Belfast with Alexandra Burke, and I wasn't that excited about the show then, but I have to say this time round I thoroughly enjoyed it, so it's 4 camels from me as well.
Brilliant.
So that's our verdict. If you went to see the show, get in touch and let us know what you thought.
4 camels, 4 ships of the desert sailing away. See if you agree.
And Joseph runs at the Grand Opera House until Sunday. Now there's 2 shows on Sunday, one at 1 p.m. and one at 5 p.m. So that's it from Robin and Jane in the stalls. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Brilliant. We certainly will.